Hello, Steve Kendall, Security Pacific Real Estate, Richmond, California. Today I want to share a story I wrote called Are Triathletes Crazy? Monica, a 48-year-old woman, was living a discontented life. She was overweight, her business wasn't doing well, and she didn't feel good about herself. She had an overall sense that this was how her life was going to be. One day on the radio, she heard a commercial. It was an invitation to a team in training information meeting on how to do a triathlon for a worthy cause to fight leukemia. Monica's first thought was that people who do triathlons must be crazy, but she wanted to check it out, and so she did. She went to the information meeting and met some very supportive people and decided to give it a try. Now, she had no sense of what she was getting into. She didn't know how to swim, didn't know anything about running. She had a bike, but it was old, really heavy, and pretty worn out. The team in training people provided a swimming coach to teach her how to swim. A running coach helped her to learn the proper way to run, and a bike riding coach shared some helpful techniques, including the suggestion of getting a new bike. Now, her training period went on for about 6 months, and she learned how to swim. She became better at bike riding and running, and made some special connections with some amazing new friends. Now, the race was being held on a beautiful, warm September day in Pacific Grove. On the day before the race, Monica arrived in Monterey and checked into a hotel. That night, the team and training crew hosted an inspirational dinner for all the participants. And there were cancer survivors who shared their stories of their struggles. And this gave the participants a reminder of the purpose of why they were there. And it was at this moment when Monica realized what she had signed up for. But that night, while she was trying to sleep, she had a panic attack and started thinking, there's just no way she's going to do this triathlon. But she realized it was really late and it would be silly to try to go home at that point. So she decided to try to get some sleep, and then she would go home in the morning. Now, in the morning of the race, she remembered a friend was coming to support her because his wife had passed away from leukemia. And because of that, Monica felt an obligation to go. So she grabbed her gear and she headed to the race. Now, these pictures I'm about to show are the actual pictures of that race. Now, as the race started with the swim, she struggled to get out of that freezing ocean and back on dry land, where the two friends of hers were cheering her on. Now, she said at that moment touched her in a profound way. She felt an amazing sense of relief and excitement overcome her. On the bike course, she was looking at the scene unfolding in front of her. The Pacific Ocean was on her left, and this beautiful golf course on the right. As she took in these sights, tears came to her eyes because she felt an overwhelmed sense of gratitude to be able to honor her friend who lost her life to leukemia. Now, when she finished the bike course, all she had left to do was the run. When she started the run, her body was in such pain, she wasn't sure she's going to be able to finish. So she decided to walk the rest of the way. And when she reached the finish line, a sense of accomplishment and exhilaration overtook her. At that point, one of her coaches came running up to her and said, "Congratulations, Monica. You are a triathlete." That event took place over 12 years ago. And over the years, Monica has continued doing triathlons and other endurance events. But back then, a 12-mile bike ride was overwhelming, but now she considers it a warm-up ride. The same with her swimming. Today, she's in great shape. She no longer feels discontented. She's in a very happy, healthy place in her life, and her business is doing really well. Now, she feels all of those changes came in her life from that one pivotal moment where she decided to sign up to try something new, and she didn't give up. Here are some updated pictures of Monica. Notice any difference? Now, this picture comes from the recent bike race called the Bike the Bridges event. And the promotional team decided to use Monica as one of their participants in their marketing material. Isn't that great? Now, How do I know this story so well? Because Monica is my sister. And based on the transformation I've seen with her, no, I don't think triathletes are crazy. The downside of the story, however, is now she wants me to do them. No way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.